Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, May 16th, 2025. I'm Donis Wilkinson-Keynes. Nevis Finance, a new agency in the NIA's Ministry of Finance, was launched on Thursday, May 15th. It was declared officially launched by Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Colin Dorr.
Last year we celebrated our 40th anniversary, and having doing this for 40 years, the challenge for us is what should the next 40 years look like? At that point, we determined that financial services is so important to us that we need to have a centralized body, just like BVI Finance. And note, we are not competing, we're actually complementing. So it's important to note that even though we are launching Nevis Finance, the whole idea is that we are complementing the region as a premier international financial services jurisdiction. So I don't want you to see us as competitor, but instead as complementing the efforts of the regional group to move forward. So part of that rebranding process is the identification of a logo and also the launch of a website. And I'll give you a quick preview of that website. It's still a work in progress. It's not fully completed yet because the concept just came about for 2025. And we thought that since we are presenting sponsor at this forum, we would at least release some parts of it to show that as an international financial services sector, we are looking down the road to determine what in the next 40 years for us should be looking like.
The new website features Premier of Nevis and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mark Brantley, and Dorr discussing the idea behind Nevis Finance.
So the intent behind Nevis Finance is really to have this entity becoming the focal point for our engagement with the world and the global community insofar as financial services are concerned, to respond to concerns when they're raised, to deal with press as it might arise, to guide the industry in terms of what we ought to be doing, and really to be the focal point for our marketing efforts globally.
This initiative would raise awareness of Nevis as a viable international financial services jurisdiction. It would increase the education process and also give us more prominence in the market.
In this industry, I think that we are at a point now where we are having our coming out party. We're saying to the world that we've always been here, but we now aspire to be in the top tier of jurisdictions globally for financial services.
Nevis Finance was launched during the Society of Trust and Estate Practitioners STEP Caribbean Conference 2025, hosted by STEP Nevis at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort. The global professional body comprises lawyers, accountants, trustees, and other practitioners. Held under the theme Navigating the Future, Building Legacies, the event brought together industry leaders, practitioners, and thought pioneers from Europe and around the region to explore strategies, emerging trends, and actionable insights to secure and grow legacies across generations. The conference included a reception by welcoming sponsor Trident Trust on Wednesday, May 14th. Thursday's opening featured the welcome address by Chairman of STEP Nevis, Helen Lewis, and a presentation by Premier and Minister of Finance, the Honorable Mark Brantley. The conference concluded with a cultural event at the Malcolm Gishard Recreational Park in Nevis on Friday, May 16th. Meantime, the Ministry of Finance in the Nevis Island Administration is inviting eligible candidates to apply for the role of Director of Nevis Finance. The ministry is seeking an experienced individual to lead the agency through effective stakeholder engagement and the development and execution of a proactive marketing plan. Qualifications include a bachelor's degree in finance, marketing, business administration, or a related field, at least 5 years experience working at supervisory level, especially in the financial services or marketing sector, and experience in working with the regulatory frameworks in the finance services sector. Applicants must forward their letters of interest, curriculum vitae, certificates of qualifications, and a completed employment application form by May 26, 2025 to Mr. Kevin Barrett, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Human Resources, Nevis Island Administration, Social Security Building, Pinnis Industrial Site, or email applications to hrd@niagovkn.com. Still to come.
It's a tremendous accomplishment to have the strength and resilience to live such a loving and fulfilling life for 100 years.
We'll give you the details after this break.
I'm Wakely Daniel, Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Premier. As Permanent Secretary, I wish to salute the vision of our fourth national hero, the Right Honorable Dr. Simeon Daniel. It was his foresight that led to the establishment of the Nevis International Financial Services industry, an industry that has contributed tremendously to the overall socio-economic development of the people and island of Nevis. Today, I recognize the contribution of this giant of a man as the administration commemorates the resilience and fortitude of the Nevis International Financial Services industry. Best wishes and congratulations.
Welcome back. Members of the Nevis Island administration joined in the celebration of the Federation's newest centenarian on Tuesday. Evelyn Brown, originally of Jessop's Village but who now resides at Prospect Estate, celebrated the attainment of 100 years with family and friends on May 13.
Along with her admirable qualities of industriousness, resilience, and humility, her daughters describe her as honest, loyal, generous, and kind. Upon completion of her education at the St. Thomas's Lowland All-Age School, at an early age, Evelyn entered the world of work. Finding gainful employment was not easy, as World War II was raging, and life on Nevis was extremely tough. However, Evelyn, being adaptable, resourceful, hardworking, and resilient, was able to survive through farming, charcoal burning, and home domestic services.
Reading Brown's biography, Isabel Byron highlighted that demonstrating her versatility and dexterity, Brown was able to balance the duties of wife and mother while working full-time.
Evelyn was also a government employee for many years, working in the laundry and kitchen at the Alexandra Hospital and Infirmary. A little known but significant fact about this unassuming individual is that she was a pioneer in the cleaning business in this country. Indeed, she provided home domestic services to clients on both Nevis and St. Kitts from as early as the 1940s. The fact that during the 70s and 80s, Evelyn operated a hugely popular village shop, stroke snacket, was an amazing achievement. Her box or drum oven baked delicacies such as pork bread, potato pudding, coconut tarts, and cakes, along with her ginger beer and morby, which Carmen tells me is authentic ginger beer and morby, are still fondly remembered, and her recipes have been handed very successfully down to her children.
Evelyn Brown was presented with a gift from Deputy Governor General, Her Honor Hailita Liburd, who also presented a gift and a medal from Governor General, Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liburd, in recognition of her 100th birthday. The centenarian also received a bouquet from Deputy Premier, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, on behalf of Premier, the Honorable Mark Brantley, and the NIA Cabinet. Minister of Posts, the Honorable Spencer Brand, announced that later this year, a stamp would be issued in honor of centenarian Evelyn Brown. Mrs. Brown is the great-aunt of the Honorable Janet Nisbet, who presented a plaque on behalf of the Ministry of Social Development and the TDC Group of Companies in recognition of the milestone.
In my capacity as Minister of Social Empowerment, we celebrate these milestones of our seniors on a regular basis. And so I've done several over the last 2.5 years. But from the moment I started them, I've been looking forward to one in particular. And this is that particular celebration. And so I'm so privileged to be able to be here to celebrate this milestone with you, Auntie. I think it's tremendous. It's a tremendous accomplishment to have the strength and resilience to live such a loving and fulfilling life for 100 years.
Assistant Secretary Michelle Libert-Wallins of the NIA's Ministry of Social Development also made a presentation on behalf of the Federal Ministry of Aging and Disabilities. Mrs. Brown also received the tributes in the form of prayers, songs, poetry, and a dance from her family members. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. I'm Donna Wilkinson Keynes.